Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. See by title below. Yes, this is on episode 6 of Boruto, and honestly, it was a pretty enjoyable episode. I would probably have to say it's because of Shino. You know, it's just we've seen Shino in these past few episodes and everything, and it's kind of more like a joke, you know, him being teased, him not no one taking him seriously and everything, but seeing him kind of just snap and like literally just like I'm gonna kill you, and like just the way his person, sure, it's not, you know, normal Shino, he's not himself obviously, because if he was, like Naruto said, he would have killed them instantly. Like there would not have been even a chance of them getting away. But luckily for them, obviously he was possessed, and that's another thing that is pretty interesting, that it looks like for the next couple episodes that this possession thing, we finally will be going deeper into that, because for a while it's just like, oh, that person's being possessed, oh, that person's being possessed. The only person that can see that is of course Boruto, to which of course he even looks like Mitsuki does, like we said before, have kind of like, he knows what's going on, not fully gonna say anything obviously, but he knows. And we, like, even Shikadai was kind of like, he knows a lot more than he's letting on, kind of thing. And obviously you could see that Shikadai really does not trust him at all. And of course Boruto like kind of just ruins it, because Shikadai wanted to learn more about him by using him as, you know, decoy. But overall, it ends up working out in the end. I just honestly loved seeing Shino chasing them around the forest. And like there was that one point where Boruto was like, hey, we haven't seen his bugs in a while, maybe we got away. And I'm like, you don't say that, you don't jinx it. And right behind Shikadai, of course, here's Bugs, and just like, woo, freaking Shino like, hey there. It's like, oh shit, yeah, run the heck away from that. You do not want to mess with Shino. Oh man, but it was just overall just enjoyable, because it was cool to see, you know, like I said before, Shino fighting again. Sure, like I said, it's not his full, you know, self, or he would have wiped the floor with them, but it was overall just cool to see them having to fight Shino, and see that even when he's not fully himself, they cannot take him on. They were pretty much losing throughout. Boruto practically lost all his chakra straight up at the beginning. Shikadai's moves cannot stop that because of the bugs. And Mitsuki, he's not fully showing all of his abilities. We get to see some of that with him using his weird stretchy arm shit and stuff like that, and his electric, you know, he was able to use electric jutsu underwater to pretty much shock Shino. When they were coming up with the idea of bringing Shino down to the water, I was like, yeah, that's smart, because his bugs can't go, you know, underwater. But I'm pretty sure I remember that Shino has underwater bugs as well. To which I was wondering, when, you know, Mitsuki brought him down under the water, I was like, that's not gonna work. And then of course he shocked both of them, and he throws Shino out, saving Shino. But of course he uses up too much of chakra. We have this very like, holy shit, what's gonna happen? Mitsuki's like drowning, he starts to go down, Boruto comes down, and you have that whole thing, Boruto, and of course you also see the sun in the top, and you're like, oh yeah, this is one of those signifying things that Boruto is of course his son. Because that's another thing in this episode that we got to see, is that we got to see different changes in, you know, Mitsuki, from the way he thought and everything. He finally gets to realize that yes, Boruto is his son, S-U-N, not S-O-N obviously. And obviously, like later on, he, you know, things will definitely change for him. Before, he would have thought that the only way to stop Shino would to be, you know, was to kill him. But thanks to Boruto, thanks to Shikadai's plan as well, that changed. And he also saw differences in how, you know, before he's like, what the hell is Shino gonna teach them? And now he changed for that as well. So it should definitely be interesting to see the kind of growth for Mitsuki as well, because his character overall is kind of that character that doesn't really know a lot, and he's kind of learning. He's kind of like Sai, honestly, in my opinion. And in a way, that's pretty funny, because you're gonna have a team, like the teams where like a lot of them going together, depending on where they go. I don't want to spoil it, because I do know who's going to be together. But a lot of the teams, like I could definitely see some crazy shit where they're practically gonna be just like how, you know, it was back in Naruto, the way the teams are formed, and like their chemistry would be kind of the same. So it's kind of weird and still yet good. Weird because it would be practically not a huge change, but it's still good, because like I said, you got that nostalgia feel. You got that kind of like, hey, they kind of work just like how that team worked in Naruto, but there's these other differences as well. So overall, I'm liking the way they're going with it, on how certain characters are kind of similar to these certain characters in the previous season, and if they do end up teaming together, it could give you something that's kind of the same. So you're kind of like, hey, that's kind of like how blah 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 was, you know, that team. And then you'd be like, oh, but there's this kind of differences. So it's using what made Naruto popular and changing it up in subtle ways that makes it enjoyable, at least, you know. And I'm definitely excited to see what's going to be coming in these next episodes. But yeah, overall, it was just a pretty awesome episode because we got to see Shino fighting and stuff. It was cool to see a lot of differences for Mitsuki and his kind of development going on in this episode. And then, of course, obviously, the very end that we do see that finally, you know, the whole thing with this possession thing, we're finally going to be going deeper into that because you saw the meeting that, you know, Naruto, Shikamaru, and, of course, Shino will be starting to investigate it. To which, at this point, we finally get to see that Boruto does, you know, Shikadai knows as well that Boruto is the only one that can see this ghost, this possession shadow thing around them. Why didn't he tell Shino? If Boruto just tells Shino, Shino tells his father and everything, tells Naruto, and they figure this out, I don't know, they can figure what's going on with Boruto's eye for one thing, and then also be able to really figure out what's going on with this, you know, with this possession thing, because Boruto seems to be the only one that can see it. And Mitsuki knows something as well, so that's another thing. I'm like, come on Mitsuki, come on Boruto, just tell everyone what's going on here. But obviously if they did that, like, literally everything would just be done. There would be no, you know, there'd be no story for whatever this possession jutsu or possession ghost thing really is. So overall, just gotta wait to see how it goes in the next few episodes. But yeah, I was quite surprised, honestly, that I did enjoy this episode as much as I did, considering, like I said, I've been enjoying the episodes, but they haven't been anything spectacular. This one, I guess it was just enjoyable because we got to see a lot of Shino, and that I did like Shino in the first season, and it was just cool to see more of him as well, and not just be, you know, how he is being teased and being not really a good teacher is what everyone says, you know, even though he was kind of teased at the very end with him tearing up because of what they were saying and everything. But yeah, that's what makes Shino awesome. So yeah, hopefully we get to see more of, you know, the originals from the Naruto and everything in this more often as well. Because yeah, sure, I want a new story and everything, you know, but I also want to see, you know, have some nostalgia with what we had before and be put into this as well. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And until next time, guys, see ya.